Who wins on Sunday?
Washington will win this game on Sunday.
Huge.
Don't worry about it.
40 to nothing. Right? How about 40 to nothing? Do it.
It does
do
not
the
matter. Kirk Cousins will prove that he is, quote unquote, special.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed.
As he always has before. Go ahead.
I got Washington winning 27-23. Actually, Skip, and you hate saying this early, but this is a must-win game for them. If they have any hopes of trying to win this division, they must win this game. They've already lost 2 to Philly. They lose this one. Now they're 0-3 in the division. They still would have to go to Dallas. I think they play them on Thanksgiving or something like that, close around that time. And then they still have 2 games against the Giants. I do not believe you can go 0-3 in this, 0-4 in this, or it'll be 0-3. 0-3 in this division and still win this division. Win your division, you get a home playoff game, although it didn't serve your team well last year. But that's neither here nor there.
I thought it did. Actually.
No, it did.
Go ahead.
Look, I love the way Kirk Cousins is playing. They're 3-3. 12 touchdowns, 3 INTs.
He's phenomenal.
He's not the reason that they're losing these ball games.
Yep.
I like Chris Thompson because you know what Todd Gurley did to him early in the year.
Yep.
Sean McVay, this is his system. So I expect to see Chris Thompson have a big day. Two of the last 3 weeks, I think he's gone over 100 yards receiving. They are running back by committee. Rob Kelly, P. Ryan, Thompson gets some carries.
University of Oklahoma. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just helping you out a little bit.
And Kurt. Jordan Reed is back healthy.
Wait, Kurt? Kurt Cousins?
Kirk.
Oh, he's Kirk. I don't know which he is.
He's first cousin. You'll find out. You're going to be brother-in-law to you after Sunday. Because after he put this on the Cowboys, like I expect him to.
Like you hope he will.
You know what, Skip? After he do I'm coming to your house. I'm going to ring your doorbell. And it's not going to be trick or treat. You know it might be. I might have me a bottle of that old hen dog, my stocking cap on, my house, you joy, coming in trick or treat. Ding dong, ding dong.
You got to get through the gate first. They won't let you through. I will tell the officer at the gate, no Shannon.
Oh, your boy can't come over.
Come in.
Okay.
Especially on Sunday, late day. Is that it?
I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
So you're saying Washington 27, Dallas 23.
Yes.
Would you like to put 2 cases of dew on said score?
No, I put 2 on the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we're going straight up 2 cases of Diet Mountain
No, your
Dew.
team is favored. I'm getting the points.
No, you get no points.
Your team is favored.
Kidding? So what? That's crazy. How could my team be favored against Kirk Cousins in Washington? Huh?
Kurt Cousins or Kirk Cousins?
It's Kurt.
See, okay, Bruce.
So are you going 2 cases?
Yeah.
We got it straight up because you've been saying all week that Washington's just going to fly.
I don't want no points. I don't want any
You don't
points.
need
Don't
any
want
points.
them.
Good. Done deal. Write it down. Thank you very much.
2 cases.
That's in concrete for 2 cases.
Yep.
I like it.
Sure hope you weren't playing on
Nectar of the gods.
You're not
Now,
winning, Skip.
Speaking of must win, I'm going to lay it right here on the table. This is also a must win for my team if my team's going to be the team I thought before the year my team is going to be. And if my team loses this game, I'll come right in here and say, that's it, it's basically over, because it wouldn't be impossible to do, but it would be nearly impossible to win the division if you lose this game on Sunday against your arch rival at their place. And I will be the first to admit that I don't have one scrap of legitimate proof that my team is the team that I thought it was going to be. Not a scrap of it, because clearly my team has beaten 3 teams, none of which are legitimate proof to me. The New York Football Giants, Arizona, San Francisco. I can't, you can knock down every argument I make about what they have done so far. But I will remind you, they were ahead of the Los Angeles Rams, who are legit, 24-13 in the first half, and they did not have Sean Lee to get the game home in the second half. And by the way, Sean Lee will have a little something to do with Chris Thompson's performance on Sunday, and Sean Lee, the last I checked, is healthy, so I'm hoping that Chris Thompson will be held to a low roar by Sean Lee, just the way Todd Gurley would have been in the Rams game.
No, he would not have.
And by the way, my team was ahead of Aaron Rodgers 21-6 in the first half and couldn't get it home because Sean Lee wasn't there in the second
Well,
half.
how did they get that lead to begin with?
How did they get it?
Yeah.
Because they got the most explosive offense in the football.
Okay, so but I'm saying, how was the Packers only able to score 6 points without Sean Lee being in the game?
Because the Packers dominated time of possession in the second half. I think it was 19-11 in the second half. That just won't work. Sorry. That's all about Sean Lee. You got to have Sean Lee to stop to make them punt a couple of times and get the ball back to the most explosive offense. And then obviously the 49ers have not yet won a football game, but I told you after a bye week, it was just what the doctor ordered for my team to go to San Francisco, albeit against a rookie quarterback starting his first ever NFL game, and get ahead 40-3. Tour de force, show of force. And that's what I wanted to see, because this team now feels good about itself. It is now starting to come together on both sides of the ball for the first time all season, heading into the killer stretch of the season.
I see what you're doing.
At Washington, Kansas City, at Atlanta.
Yeah, I know.
And then guess who comes visiting to Jerry World? The Philadelphia Eagles that you say have already just run away with the division.
That wins in a lifetime quarterback?
Yeah, wins in a lifetime. Pennsylvania, Carson wins. So, my team is now a 2-point favorite, as you say.
Can I get those?
No, at Washington against a Washington team that is coming off a short week after a very physical battle at Philadelphia, a division rival battle. And I see my team winning just the same kind of game it won twice last year. Same kind of score, same motif, same MO. I'm going to say Cowboys 30, Washington 24. And I will give you, Kirk Cousins is going to make a lot of throws. He's going to complete a lot of passes. What did he complete last year? Was it like 41 passes on Thanksgiving?
41 of 53 for 449, 3 touchdowns.
449 and 3 touchdowns.
Zach was 4 for 4 in the red zone. Kurt was 2 of 5.
And
okay.
Kirk Cousins will make a lot of plays. He just won't make the play. He will turn back into Kurt Cousins right on schedule when you least expect it or need it. And he will fail to cash in on those opportunities. 2 for 5 in the red zone, as you just said. Dak 4 for 4 in the red zone. That's the MO of Kirk Cousins. I told you yesterday, I went through the whole chapter and verse. Kirk Cousins, every big game, fails in the red zone. Completes a lot of passes. The numbers look good. He'll even throw a lot of touchdown passes, except he won't make the play, the throw, the pass.
Skip Bayless, I see what you're doing. Now all of a sudden, you want to say, well, the Cowboys really haven't beaten anybody. They beat the New York Football Giants, who isn't very good. They beat the Cards, who aren't very good.
True.
And they beat an 0-6 team, not 0-7 49ers team. But that's not what you were saying Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
I just told you, I needed that one game. You can call the San Francisco game, call it a practice game, call it an exhibition game. I'll take that. You can even say it really didn't count, even though they did get the dub from it. What they got was the confidence from it. It was the moment they needed to come back together, and guess what? Zeke turned back into the freak for the first time all year. You know it, and I know it. That was 2016 Ezekiel Elliott against the 49ers. And we're not that bad on defense.
And I told you how the Cowboys could be successful. It's you that choose not to believe it. You believe that the offense runs through number 4. But I know...
Wait, you mean the guy who has the second best QBR in all of pro football and will probably be leading that QBR race after this weekend, because we'll talk about this later, but Deshaun Watson has a game up at Seattle.
I said the reason why the Cowboys can be successful or should be successful if 2-1 carries the ball. If I'm Washington, I'm going to make sure I put heavy emphasis on the games that they lost. I'm looking at those. If Dak Prescott can throw for 350 and 3 touchdowns, you walk to the middle of the field after the game, say, good job, young man. See you down the road. You're a heck of a player.
Like he did against Green Bay in the playoff game?
No, he did.
He did what you just said. He did that. 3 touchdowns.
Joy is my server. Joy, I'm on the sports menu. I like to have an order of the W's. Give Skip an order of the L's, because that's what he took in the playoff game, Skip. You keep talking about, stats. He went head-to-head with that bad man.
Did he?
And if it wasn't for the head, no, he did not.
He did.
And that bad man did him in.
I thought he outplayed the bad man. In fact, he had a better QBR in that playoff game than the bad man.
You know
How
what?
do you account for that?
Unbutton 2 buttons on that vest, because it's affecting your brain. Skip, How about this? And you keep talking, oh, Kirk Cousins in the red zone. Do you know Kirk Cousins has only thrown 3 interceptions in the red zone? Granted, one of them was against your Cowboys.
Just doesn't make
He's
plays.
54 and 3 in the red zone. 54 touchdowns.
I got a
3
better number. Speaking of the server here, dubs and L's.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is 1-4 against my Dallas Cowboys.
2-4.
How do you account for that, Mr. Sharpe? You're betting on a man who's 1-4.
Yep.
Whose one win came against a young man who got cut by the Cowboys yesterday, Kellen Moore. He's no longer, God bless you, young man. I hope you do well somewhere else. But he is no longer the backup quarterback for my Dallas Cowboys, and he is the only victim of Kirk Cousins of those 5 games. And Matt Castle beat Kirk Cousins at Washington.
Trevor Siemian beat Dak Prescott.
No, the Broncos beat the Cowboys.
No, don't do that.
The Broncos played their Super Bowl. I told you the day after, and what happened after that? The Broncos turned back into the Siemians.
Just help me understand this.
Yeah.
Why is it when your team wins, is Dak wins, but the other team is a team win? Why do Dak get credit, but other quarterbacks do not?
Quarterback is by far the most valuable position
so Trevor
in any
Siemian.
sport.
Okay, Trevor Siemian. He was the quarterback for the Broncos.
No.
What did y'all in?
How many turnover game. That was a turnover game. 2 interceptions thrown by Dak Prescott that, according to the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe, were not his fault.
Okay, what about those touchdowns that he threw?
Interesting.
What about those touchdowns that Trevor Siemian threw? What part did Dallas play in that?
Hey, you know what they say.
I don't know what they say.
Every dog has his day.
Hold on.
He had his day.
Joy, who are they? Twitter? Who are they? I don't know who they are.
I don't read Twitter.
Okay, then, well, who are they?
That's just like an old cliche.
Who said it?
Every dog has his day.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.